Hey, it's Jameson with ATech. At SDTES this year, our friend Jason from Amplifier Research goes over the new antenna positioning from AR, as well as these two antennas covering 30 meg to 18 gig.
So this is the antenna positioner 2, second generation here. It offers a 1 meter to a 2.5 meter scan height through a handframe that is auto lock. So the moment you release it, it locks in place. And if you got to drop it down, just the other way. The boom, the antenna boom, could be centered based on the antenna that you'll use for testing. And there's a little thread, a thread screw here, thumb screw rather. You would take apart. Just pull this antenna boom out. It's a 1x1 standard tube in the industry. The reason why I show this is because if you are gonna pack it, you can stick it into a tube for the purpose of shipping or transport. And that's what I did as well. So this hose setup here, I'll put this back up here. This hose setup could be removed in 3 pieces. The antenna boom, this whole 3x3 mast here, and I would recommend two people. You just pull up and it'll depopulate, and then the foot here with casters. So very simple to tear down and set up, primarily with the idea of transporting it in a small passenger vehicle. Let me put this back on. Lock this in place. And today we have 2 SunAR antennas to display, 30 megahertz to 6 gigahertz. This is our JB6 hybrid antenna. And also a 1 to 18 gigahertz horn antenna, double ridge horn antenna. I'm going to place this snap adapter interface on this 1x1 boom here. Just want to make sure it goes in the right way, lock it in place, and it's going to be adaptable to either one of these antennas. Locks in place there. Your engineers might want to figure out the center point, or they can roll it on these casters if it's in an outdoor environment or within a semi-anechoic chamber. Again, I'll demonstrate it going up and down. And a good practice might be to mark it if you want this at 1 meter or 1.5 meter or up to 2.5 meters. That's totally up to you.
Polarity.
Polarity as well, HV. You can mark that on the antenna, the balun here as well. Now we have those who may not want to power this on because there's no power available, ideal for an outdoor test environment. All you have to do after a scan, utilize this plunger here to change the polarity, whether it be a horn or this log periodic, or just relax this off. We gotta get power. Along with power, we gotta have air as well, so I have an air compressor here that will be running. We've designed this box with an outlet, by the way. Very simple. Just plug the generator into the box here. Set your generator to, I'd say about 60 to 70 psi. And there's a regulator here that you want to set to 60 to 70 psi as well. Before we do so, there's an air tube. The air tube gets connected onto the regulator to feed air in. There it goes. Now we can hear it. I've got it at 70 psi now. The regulator is also recording 70 psi as well. So with the switch, we can change the polarity between horizontal to vertical and vice versa. Okay. Well, there's another feature that allows for a test engineer to have a closed loop feedback by testing or controlling the polarity with their personal computer. And I'll demonstrate that as well. Fiber. So this fiber transfers over to a Ethernet converter. This is an Ethernet port here. This will plug onto your PC. Loaded within the PC would be a graphic user interface. Very simple script, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. And you can do this from your test setup, and that's all it does. If a script is needed, then do ask SunAR. We can provide that script. It could be embedded into your program such as Tile or Next. Okay. I'm not going to do that demonstration here, but I'll send over the software via USB later. For the most part, again, vertical polarizations here. Lower it down. We'll raise it up as needed. I will demonstrate the dismantling of this antenna here.
Does the vertical mast shoot pieces inside that box?
This ATA case is specifically for this antenna.
Okay.
It's not, you know, if you're gonna transport this, you might want to think of some sort of a skid that's permanent. I suspect you're gonna rent this out locally, plus delivery with your Chevy here. That's gonna be the easy way. It fit in my cargo van. I had a Ford Transit, and I drove it from the Bay Area, and everything fits perfectly there. Okay. This case here, it's rated for ATA use, but one of the first things you want to do is to uncouple this and get the wings up. The great thing about the JB antennas, just like all of our antennas, is these are powder coated. So they're resistant to UV, to dust, to dirt, any outdoor elements that you throw at it, it's pretty hard to do. All right, so the wing goes in, and I'll show you over here, Kevin, if you want to come closer. See how there's a strap here? So this case is designed specifically for this JB antenna. It's Velcroed in place. So that goes in. That locks in place. You have a movable piece that I'll explain shortly. The other wing goes on the opposite side, so that's always going to be the orientation. I don't know if you want to put a set of instructions in there for folks who are going to rent these out. Here.
But these are identical, so it doesn't matter which.
It doesn't matter which one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are identical. I didn't have a strap kit like this piece.
Is it photo too?
So this could be glued or velcroed on here or here, depending on the antenna you buy. And some laboratories have multiple antenna, so they would leave that on a piece of Velcro in which this can move around. No, this here is meant to hold the center piece. So this is going to be a permanent preservation. Whereas our other antennas that alrighty. The snap adapter.
Looks like it died out.
Okay, so that gets strapped in place. There's another strap back here. Put this in place. Okay. This closes. Locks in place. You can put a lock on this if need be.